What's up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C. And this particular video, I hope y'all can see me. Um, I'm doing Real World Seasons 29 episode, whatever this is. Okay, I'm I'm a day late. So I'll try to get all the ones I didn't do with my reviews. If it's y'all been watching them, I'm a couple days later on. But anyways, y'all, let's get into it. Just to let you know, of course, thank you for all the love, support, my YouTube family, and my old and new subscribers. Thank you for all the, I appreciate all the love and support. And if you're not already a subscriber, go click the subscribe button and rate, comment, like, subscribe. Okay, and let's go into it. So, it really wasn't that much going on in this episode. It was either between really there was a focus on Jay and Jenna was the second topic. Slash we have the Haley / Thomas and Jamie situation. So to get it out the way, like I said, of course Arlene and Ashley, they kind of cool. Arlene, of course, was in and out the episode, but really they kind of were like, of course, as usual, on chill mode. And so, let's start with Jay and Jenna. Now, this is after the day after the aftermath, or a couple of days aftermath, we had Jenny doing the Vinny side kick and five finger smack to Brian the last episode. I think it was the last episode. But one of the things they end up doing, they were talking with the miscellaneous stuff, is that you had one time that was Haley and Jenna was talking, they're kind of like miscellaneous things. Now you got where you got the bros in the beginning. I guess the bros. You got I think Brian, was talking about he's just gonna move on, and Corey, and I think it was Thomas. They were just like miscellaneous talking. Okay. Then you got like Haley and there were a couple times scenes. Of course, they're usually working out, and they were talking about the whole thing with Jenny was talking. Haley was talking about being in the house and the circumstances that she's in. I think she was telling Jenna that. She's basically starting to say like, how she feels uncomfortable because how she's being treated, and Thomas kind of like boy to her, and it costs like, you're invisible type of stuff, whatever. He really doesn't want her in the house, and like he says, of course he lets me know like Haley has an evil dark side that nobody really knows, or actually really knows or anything. So that's why the people think she's innocent, because she does have the schoolgirl bangs, as I said before, but she really has somewhat of a dark side. And it might have been proven in this last episode. I did watch most of the after show, and then she kind of admitted like it was just to build up with everything and blah, 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 and that's why it happened where it was. Thomas said she's not actually a violent person, so to speak. The only time she has done that before was he had called her, he said that was his fault, he had called her another girl's name. And that's why that stuff has happened, okay? So that's what he's saying. And, so we happen to see that, that, like I said, that's what the heck is going on at the moment. And like I said, she's talking about that, and Jenna admits that, see, one of Jenna's problems is like a repeated pattern with herself that kind of goes along with sometimes she's not able to speak up. And she was saying like, I think Haley was asking her like, okay, is this the first relationship you had, that was, longest relationship, and or, whatever, some of them lines. And of course, Jenna's like, she had other relations. She had a guy that was a drug addict that, turned out he was stealing stuff from her house. It was another dude, I think when she was in her teens, that used to cheat her about 100 million times, or whatever the case was. So that's what the heck happened. Okay. And, she just was saying basically like, this is a kind of somewhat indirectly stating that it was kind of like, this is not my first time. I'm not really good with like relationships, whatever the case is, and just whatever. Or, and she, like I said, the producer is messy on the show. So you got Jay, Jay sees on the computer that night where he kissed the girl. I don't know. He says it's on the cheek. I don't know when they go, whatever. I think it's just the fact is even though I agree, shout out to, because Wesley from A Connection TV also reviews the show, and Ashley's Nova, I think, are the only YouTubers that I watched that actually review the show besides me. And Connection TV, I kind of agree. Like, it's totally different. Say if he kissed her cheek, but I guess it's the principle is it's looking at it from the angle. It's like he didn't tell her, and still respect wise. It's, that shouldn't happen. And then we also know it was dirty emails exchanged because he said it in his own words, and of course they made sure it was titles at the bottom of the screen. So he sat there and basically was telling us, basically they like got you right here, and they got on the thing, and then I think Arlene and somebody else in the crew, of course, Tom was telling Jamie just like, what? Talking about the video. Now, he didn't click at the video at first anywhere. Arlene ends up deleting it off the, off the screen. And then, of course, Jamie took the time. I can understand being concerned about both of them. But even Jay said, and after show, which kind of, also she should have did, it's just the way she did it was kind of made it perceive like you're just trying to intervene. You need to worry about your relationship and your other stuff, as opposed, it's just the way that she did it, was kind of like made it seem like I'm trying to start some stuff, blase. So, in other words, when Jamie tells Jen about, I didn't see the video, but there's some video, and so I'm just letting you know, heads up. Jenna requests this from Tracy, I guess that's the name of the new producer now, I don't pay attention, of the producer of the show, and they send her the video. She sends her the video, and, ta-da, she clicks on it, and that's where, of course, Jay made sure she rewind that part to show that he was kissing or whatever, then, of course, about the 30 Mills part. So, of course, Gina... Sorry, the phone. So, but what I'm saying is that, she sat there and was basically saying that, basically like cut the trust and stuff is over with. And then, because, Jay was also worried about y'all. It was another tape beginning relationship. Now, he said right in, when they're doing auditions and stuff like that, he's already let us know that he had a side chick, a side chick, a wife and a mistress, somebody else, or whatever. No, it wasn't that many folks, but he let it know. It was at least two that he said while he was, I guess, in the beginning of the relationship, or the first, I think he said 6 months, he was with a girl named, was he with somebody named Ashley too? Ashley just seemed to be popping up. I mean, no. Thomas was his ex Ashley's. A lot of Ashleys, okay, in this show I see. So, or name being mentioned up. So, that's one of the problems as well. So, basically, y'all, we had that going on and stuff like that. And he's just worried about it. So Jenna, of course, is talking to she over time. She's very upset and stuff about the situation, about the kiss on the cheek, which is, I'll be more pissed off if it was, if it's here, you kind of like this, but that's when you get stuff like here, especially, and when it's on the lips and stuff like that, and all this stuff. Yes, but I think, considering his behavior, and I didn't know he even claimed it, there's a lot of problems going in this relationship and stuff of that nature, and that's why, quote, their exes, without a title. But she, finds out also he wanted to tell her about what had happened, but she didn't want it to happen like this. Of course, she's saying, like, you did me this way later on and stuff like that. You should have told me not, basically like it's pretty much over how upset she is. And Jay's like, I'm sorry you had to find out this way and all this other stuff, So that's the problem going on with the relationship as they speak is that those circumstances. So here's another problem. What we didn't know also with Jenna is kind of the relationship is because of her not speaking up happened to be because it turns out that most of Jay's relationship is she always been there from blah. Jay understands that, and that's why he cares for her. I don't know, love as well. But we did notice, she turns out that most of their relationship was they only been out on 3 times in the movies, and they only never really been on one. I'm just saying, that's kind of what she said. And most of the time, I guess, watch Netflix or whatever movies was at the house on cable. That's pretty much what it has been. And so, like I said, it's just kind of like there's no more, they're just trusted, blah. And so it's kind of like we don't know, say, if they're going to work it out or anything. Because, Jenna's kind of letting Jay know with a few times on the episode, like, she's upset. She feel like you cheating. She's like, kind of like, F you, she doesn't say F you, but it's kind of like she's just upset about the information she learned. And, Jay, of course, was mad about Jamie, the way that she did the stuff. And, that's just that. I really didn't see a lot going on with that situation. So we don't know, say, that. Another miscellaneous thing was the bromance or brolophagus or whatever, philosophists, brolophagus, whatever, because we all know Brian likes to let us know he knows a lot of big words. And so him, Jenna knows that since now, Jenny, too many J's, Jenny is like this. We found out the aftermath. Like I said, it was kind of like one of those shows. I keep bringing up the aftermath, show or after show, whatever it's called. Afterwards, the thing is, she really doesn't want to say be friends. I guess the point is, they can both turn against her, and she just worried about the fact is they got all this other stuff. I didn't expect them to get along. She did think that at first, because of the situation that Corey was hitting it before he got there, type of thing. Once they came in the house, she thought that they were going to be fighting each other, but he she thinks it's worse because they're like buddy, okay? And the producer was so wrong. Why they up there making it seem like Corey's like, they were making it seem like Brian has such a crush on his stuff, and he just sitting here like, they got him looking, playing the third music you have, like My Buddy or something damn near, if y'all remember that toy in the 80s and stuff. And they just got him here like, he is such my idol. He can bench press this much more weight. I find him excellent, and his I'm just saying, that's kind of all they were having, making somebody go to Subway every day, and they chat about workouts and bras, whatever the case was. I mean, if y'all didn't get a chance to look at that, was hilarious. But the producers was more how they just made Brian like this. And then one time, of course, he's even talking to him. Of course, they're in separate showers, and he's just talking to him about Brian wants to become an astronaut, y'all, because it's so much easier and stuff and that. And I think he was suggesting to Corey that maybe he should go into science too or something like that. And that's what Corey was like, okay, let me get out put the towel in there. And he was tiptoeing away like, I don't want to hear about this science stuff. It is time for me to go. But y'all just got to kick that part about Jenny up there talking about, I can see now. Brian probably was, when they were at the gym right before that stuff happened. I can see now. Brian probably talking about some science stuff, and Corey's like, I just want to get some girls there. And it was true. I don't know about the second part, but it was hilarious because as soon as she said that, here go Brian talking about some atoms and other things, parts of chemistry and stuff like that. But like I said, as soon as Brian, it seemed like Brian was still talking while he was in his in his shower thing, just talking. And I don't think he paid attention, knew that Corey already tiptoed at least 5 minutes ago. Was able to leave out the room and tiptoe with the towel, tiptoe out. And Brian was just still turned in his shower, just talk about all this stuff. Then he realized, wait a minute, where did my friend go? Okay, so they have a scene that go out and view San Francisco. They even go to the original house, the last house they did. I think San Francisco, the Real World 94. They pose in front of that. And Brian feels like they take a picture of Three Musketeers, and he feels I left out. And then they take a picture of the original house cast members of one of the pictures, and he felt left out and all this stuff. And they let him know, like, I respect you, which is true, is they went through the process themselves. And they just let him know, like, out of respect, bro, how Brian was just, about that whole thing, okay? So, let's get into this whole Haley thing, blah, blah, blah. I forgot who she was telling to that she said at first. I think she kind of more submitted when she was drunk. But she hasn't been like, she feels like Brian is her first love, and she just feels like nobody's talking to her, blah, blah, blah. So, a lot of things, let's fast forward, because a lot of things actually came out the night that, I guess she picked up, as Corey said, I guess she picked up what Jenny did and decided to carry on and stuff like that. So they're at the club, all of them at the house. They, like I said, they didn't really show Arlene and stuff, whatever, pretty much. But like I said, before that, Thomas was having a talk with, I think, Arlene and Jamie about wanting to decide should they vote. She doesn't really decide should Haley stay in the house. Because he's like, I don't know, that bitch, whatever, right? So, anyways, it turns out that, like I said, Arlene's just like, if she decides that here, we just have to make her come, basically like, we have your back, whatever. Because, Arlene is like the peacemaker. She's just cool as hell, as far as I'm concerned, okay? And she's just like, I want to keep peace, woosah, and everything else. So, to the club, after everybody been drinking, and we all of a sudden see Haley, decide she's talking, we got Thomas in the background to my fuck that bitch, and I think even Haley and Jamie were talking for a second at first. That's miscellaneous, right? But all of a sudden, it just seemed like she was looking at Thomas, and Jamie was on the other side somewhere, but she was in view that she could see everything. All of a sudden, you got Thomas, all of a sudden she danced behind Thomas. Thomas is like, yeah, okay, well, what? Something like that. Next minute, she damn near behind him, but there was some space, like popping the ass, whatever, or trying, I guess, attempt to chirk on the couch and everything. And Jamie pulls aside. Of course, this caused some other argument between Thomas and Jamie, whatever, about. And I could have sworn that either when they got to the house or before they got to the house around that time, it just seemed like she had a little smile on her face. And maybe it's just me, but she kind of was like mission accomplished, whatever. So they get back to the house, and Thomas, it just seemed like, of course, him and Jamie, and we got a couple of them, like, let it go, whatever, right? And then, because, Thomas and Jamie are still talking or whatever the case is, or we're arguing about, like, because Jamie felt like, Thomas, like, you don't have nothing to worry about. My interest into it. It's not like I did the stuff, but it's the principle to the degree is it's like, okay, even though you're not the one doing that, you could have told her half, like, bitch, get out of my way, okay? So all of a sudden, you got her sitting up here, sitting here all of a sudden, and Thomas, and I don't know, it seemed like I blinked this up to y'all, but it just seemed like the conversation carried over where him and Thomas and Haley started, like going somewhere back. At first when they're talking about her, this child is wrapped around a blanket doing stop, drop, and roll across the floor when she was, and she's just like, why they talking about me? Might as well do this. Roll, drop, stop, and roll. She's just rolling around the goddamn blanket all across the goddamn living room and kitchen floor damn near, okay? And then that's what I'm saying, just seemed out of nowhere that Thomas, after him and Jane basically are not going to talk whatever, or carry over to the next day, whatever and stuff. So Thomas and Haley, he's just like, because she was talking to some, like I said, she's telling somebody, it's my first, he's my first love and blah, blah, blah. I don't appreciate him, blah, blah, blah. But then also when they're talking, Thomas just like this, he kind of letting her know, like, the whole thing is basically he doesn't want to be bothered with her and blah 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 and stuff like that, and she's just talking all her stuff and drunk jabber and stuff like that. But then here go Thomas, who's heated, and he's walking like, but not so close to her, but far here. So of course that gets her talk, blah 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 blah, and then it's him, blah 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 blah. And then all of a sudden in clear view, all of a sudden they still talking smack and blah blah blah, and he's basically like, get out of here, or Blake you, or basically like sick and tired type of thing. That's when she does the first swing, okay, gets here and pops him in the curls, okay, in hair and curls. And then here got Corey has intervened, and somehow she's able to do this real quick, and get in there, and was able to get one more in, pow, whatever. I think it was at least 2 or 3 times. And here we got Jamie, which I was surprised, because she's still mad at Thomas, because since she was mad at Thomas, she's up there got the automatic toothbrush and shit in the background, and just, well, she admitted, like, because she's mad at Thomas, even though she should have intervened. Now, that's the time where, like, the other time she was like this to Thomas and stuff like that. Girl, she should have sat there and done this here, okay? Just all in here, okay? Oh, Lord, I'm sorry about that, y'all. But what I'm saying is that that's when she should have sat there and done something, so to speak. Personally, that's just me. But like I said, she's so mad at Thomas now that she's just like, whatever, you can kiss my ass. That's her mind frame now. And so she was after that thing is they were able to take her out of the room, and she's just talking. Actually, a couple times she was basically talking a lot of talking smack. She all going as far as like, because when she's seen with Jamie, she's basically like mad that he's with Jamie, because that's what also Jamie was even her own self, because I think that's the right time in front of the room, because before she talking so much smack, and I think maybe Jen, like I said, Jenna, because Lauren isn't there anymore, of course. So I think Jenna was the one she was talking to. No, it was Corey, I think, because Corey, it turns out occasionally they used to talk, or I guess some little flirt, not really more so flirting, but Corey was the one talking. She's sitting there going as far as talking about, well, he doesn't like that hoe Jamie. You're calling Jamie a hoe and everything. And then it goes as far as like after the second smack or punch or whatever, then she sits here and was basically saying like he always go with ugly people. So now she's trying to say Jamie's ugly? Okay. Oh. Whatever, child. So after the aftermath, of course they calmed down. It got to the point where she basically telling like the camera crew, y'all cool or anything, but let me stay in that. Because I mean, she was talking smack to herself, like, to the point is, you got Jamie, Elise, and Thomas, I think somebody else, they up there eating snacks and chips and shit in the bed, and she's like, you know what, you don't deserve anything. This is what Haley's saying in the room by herself. You don't deserve anything, and you're gonna die. And then Thomas is thinking, like, really looking perspective is, actually, in reality, someday I will die. So your point is, so it's just, that's kind of how it pretty much. And the last part is that Thomas was just like sick and tired of this. So I think this is around the time when he's talking. The point is, Brian of course spoke out because he's just basically like, no offense towards you, but it has been so much trouble ever since as the monkey wrench of y'all coming here. He was like, now the only one seemed to be cool, even though he wants Ashley out as well. He was like, Arlene Ashley's the only one who seemed to be having no trouble or no drama really too much here, because he's like, Lauren had to leave with the court situation. Jenny and Brian got in a fight. Jen and Jay's messed up, and you think about even how basically he was letting them know about the White House kick thing. Because here Jenny got dirt to say everybody count on everybody, reminded like, hey, it's amazing that's coming from you. I think especially Corvus may want to say, like, consider that you up here kicking kicking somebody's ass the other day, or trying to attempt to. So, so Brian, but when Brian was saying, well, you need to thank him in the morning, he feels like offended because he feels like, okay, he did what he was supposed to do, blah, blah, as far as, he should be, he kind of feels offended about why he's not being respected, or why basically like Thomas doesn't want him in the house and that type of thing. Because Corey was just like, Brian was like, with the situation. Then he got a point that Corey was like, someone that's basically like also defending Thomas and stuff like that. Like, bro, let's be for real. The situation is, originally I was with her, pointing to Jenny, I was with her before you even got here. I was involved with her and stuff like that. So that was the thing. But just like you said, it was just the point is, when it was a monkey wrench in here, it was going to be some drama and clashing, which ended up happening, which it's just like, it just seemed to be so much better if the exes left. And so that's when Haley come back again, but I don't think she was able to get Tommy that one other time, but she was talking smack again, like, I'm the reason basically like you're on the show. I did interviews and blah, blah, blah. And then Thomas was making like I said, he feels like, of course, that she has ulterior motive. He let us know the confessionals. I told you the bitch was crazy. And, and I tried to warn y'all, but he also let himself know, because Haley admitted, just like he did in two separate times, that they got each other involved before he got in the show and, got together hooked up. And he said, in almost like a disclaimer or PSA, don't ever sleep with your ex. Basically when it's over, let it stay over, but don't hook up with your ex. And now, So, so she's talking smack, whatever the case is, blah, 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 and I think she finally goes in the room for the night. No. She goes call her godmother, which she brought up because Jenny was asking her something about her, like, how do you feel about this situation? And she said she tries to avoid getting hot. In other words, like possibly violent or jump it off. I guess she has disconnection. I know she's been raised by her godparents. She never knew a brother, because I guess she was saying like these things must have affected her, so to speak. And she calls her godmother, and even her godmother, she let her know, like, I just feel so hurt. He was my first love grandmother, and I just feel hurt and everything. I did smack him, and I first didn't understand what the godmother was saying, the first things, whatever, but she did suggest about her going home. And then she's just like, I don't want to go. I should stay here because I want to make his life basically live in hell. So that's pretty much how the episode ends. We will see next week, because Ashley, the cast member that was thrown out, I don't know if they let her back on the show, or she's just temporary, but the business got a guest pass. I don't know, but we should see, y'all. So y'all take care. Have a pleasant week, a pleasant night, pleasant weekend, and I will definitely see y'all in the next video. Love y'all. Take care.